welcome back to the GoTalkTo English podcast. It is another glorious, beautiful day in Maryland, USA. And of course, I am your host, Teacher Emily, coming to you live from the nation that is a riveting sensation. Thank you so much for joining me today. Things have been a little hectic, a little busy. We just finished celebrating our Mother's Day here in the United States. So, as a thank you to all of our international moms out there, this video is for you. Please stay and join me as I take you on a journey to making the lovely luminous avocado mask. I'm going to show you step by step how to make your own easy DIY avocado mask, and you're going to dive into the world of skincare and beauty with me. So without further ado, let's see if we can change the scenery here, shall we? There we go. That's more like it. Alrighty, so now I am in my kitchen and I am ready to show you our simple 3-ingredient avocado mask. So of course we're going to need some avocados. You can't have an avocado mask without avocados. And we're also going to be using honey. Now for my third ingredient, I have selected lemon juice, but this is optional. If you don't have lemon juice on hand, don't worry about it, and I will explain later why you may or may not want to add this citric acid to your mask today. Okie dokie, so let's get started. So to start, we need to core our avocado. This is just, or pit it, taking out the pit. I don't know my food terminology very well, so try your best to get. So gently pushing in the knife until you hit that pit right there in the center, and we're just going to give it a nice circular turn, following the edge of the knife, and once you have a good even cut all around, give it a nice little twist, and well, that was a lot easier than I was anticipating. And there you should have a perfect little avocado pit. These things are beautiful. They're just so satisfying to look at, but unless you're trying to make an avocado tree, plant one, virtually useless. At least in my opinion. I'm not sure what you can do with this, so I'm just gonna set that to the side or throw it away. Now, today our recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup of avocado, and I will definitely put in the conversion because I apologize for my United States imperial methods. I know that can be that drives us crazy. I can definitely understand how it can drive the rest of the world crazy. I don't understand why we don't just switch to metric. Okay, awesome. So with this avocado, this pit did not pop out as easily as the other one, which is great because I can show you the nice little neat trick of how to just get that out. So mind your fingers, watch your hands. We just want to firmly put our knife right here into the pit. Just nice and firm, don't have to do it too hard. And again, we're going to give it a nice little twist just to break it out, break it free, and voila! You have pitted the avocado, as some people say. And now it's stuck, so I'm going to deal with that later. So in case you couldn't tell by my apron, I am a baker, and baking, you use exact measurements. I even went out and bought a digital scale so that way I could start baking in grams instead of, the traditional, usual cups and ounces. Just because it's in baking, I can't stress enough, it's so critical for you to go exact, for you to be as precise as possible. So anyway, I say this because I have brought out my measuring spoons, my measuring spoon to help me measure off 1/4 of a cup of our avocado. And for me today, I have used mini avocados. This is it's probably a lot smaller than the avocados that you usually see. But so far, one avocado, I have butterfingers today. One avocado is going to be just enough for me to make my mask, which is fantastic. So now we're going to start preparing with the next part. Either get a bowl ready, you can use just any normal regular bowl, or if you want to be like me, be a little lazy, you can bust out your blender because we need to make sure this is a nice, beautiful, masky puree. And bam! Just like that, we have a nice container with our 1/4 of a cup of avocado, and we are going to use this to blend it all together to make our lovely, wonderful mask paste. Our next ingredient is going to be the 2 tablespoons of raw honey. For my metric users, that is 15 milliliters each, so 30 milliliters. Yes, let's not confuse everyone. Again, I'm so sorry. If we could start a petition to change and switch over to the metric system, we would have already done it by now. Because the scientists, the mathematicians, all of the professionals, they are getting fed up with all the conversions. Honey is taking forever. It's very thick. It's very thick and syrupy, which is very, very nice. We want that in our raw honey, but this is just... Alright, avocado spoon, be with me. That's 1 tablespoon down. And just in case you might be a little confused, the tablespoon's the bigger one. Not to be confused with the teaspoon. Alright, let's see if we can get 1 more out of here. Come on now. Alright, we're gonna squeeze out 1 more tablespoon. It's a workout. Okay. Ooh. Overdid it just a little bit, but that's alright. The more the merrier. Okay, and in goes the 2nd tablespoon, totaling us at about 30 milliliters of honey. Yummy, 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 yummy. I'm gonna make sure I get all that goodness, because this is going to be our humectant. And as soon as I slap this onto my face, I will explain to you exactly what that means. Our mixture is almost ready to be blended all together. Now we're going to add 1/2 a teaspoon of our lemon juice. Now, you'll notice lemon juice, 1/2 a teaspoon, much smaller. It's about 2.5 milliliters. I'm not using a whole lot. I don't want to use a super duper just huge amount of lemon juice, because this is a citric acid. This is a nice, healthy, sour acid. That's the reason why lemon has that tart flavor. It is the citric acid and lemons. And that is going to play a key role into, well, how our mask is going to work. So now that I have this weird, beautiful, lovely concoction, we are going to bust out the blender. If your mask looks like baby vomit, you know you've done a fantastic job. Now, it is important, as with any mask, that we are putting it on a nice, beautiful, clean, fresh surface. So, very, very important to wash our face. Alrighty, it looks like we are all clean. So, I can already tell you right now, just from washing my face and not putting anything else on, my face is screaming. I feel so dry. I feel like if I smile, my skin would crack. So let's get some of this hydrating avocado mask on the skin. So the amount of avocado mask that we made today, it is more than enough for 1 person. But if you have a best friend, or if you want to have some mother-daughter time, maybe your husband just is looking a little dry, please, by all means, share it. This mask is great for everyone. So, of course, you can just use your hands if you want to, but if you want to avoid getting messy, causing any, messes, you can use a mask brush. This is where the mask brush really comes in handy. And of course, me being a lover of all things faces and beauties, well, I just so happen to have one. So I'm just gonna start right here in the center, and I want just a nice, even, like just layer. So I'm just going around. Looks like I've just been hit in the face with slime. That's one of the great things about making your own masks, is that they can be really awesome and they do wonders for the skin. But oh my goodness, sometimes they just look so gross. And I mean, look at me. I look like I've been puked on. I hate to say that, but it's I can't think of another word. It just looks like puke. Puke green, my favorite color. Alright, be sure to get all over the face. You don't want to skip around the mouth, around the lips, because if you like to smile and you like to laugh like me, you got to worry about those laugh lines. And we want all the nutrients, all the goodness, and just the wonderful benefits of our mask to spread everywhere. I got some huge chunks to penetrate deeply into the skin and just to have an opportunity to do its job. Okay. Like I said, this is more than enough mask. You're not really at the risk of doing too much here. You want a nice even layer all around the face. This is going to rinse off, so don't worry if you get it in your eyebrows or a little bit in your hairline, because we're just going to rinse it out. There's no pulling, tearing, or peeling necessary. Sometimes you have to be careful, because some of those masks that you peel off, they're designed for your skin, but not your hair. So they will usually tell you, hey, do not put this on your eyebrows, do not put this in your hair, because, well, bad things usually happen. Alright, I think I'm completely greenified, completely Shrekified. So, we are going to move this party back over to the office, and I'm going to give you the lowdown on the latest DIY skincare ingredients. Okay, so now that we are nice and comfy and settled, this avocado mask can sit on the skin for about 20 minutes. You want all of those lovely nutrients, vitamins to sit and soak, and right now, to be honest with you, my skin feels like it's humming, just I did make sure that my mask was a little cool because it's nice and warm outside today, so it feels very, very refreshing. Very, very just fresh and quenching on my dry skin. So if you've seen any of my skincare videos before, I have a dry skin type. This means that my skin naturally just does not produce a lot of oil. It is naturally dry. If you've seen any photos of me, you may notice that my pores, or the holes in my face, well, they're super duper tiny. And it's not a filter, I promise, it's just because I have dry skin. But the great thing about this hydrating avocado mask is that it is great for all skin types. Dry skin, sensitive skin, oily skin, mature skin. As long as you've got skin and you don't have an avocado allergy, go ahead and make this mask. Put it on your face and relax. So, discussing the ingredients that make this mask such a classic, such a go-to. Avocado. You may have heard of avocado oil. Well, avocado oil naturally penetrates deeply into the skin. It helps to nourish, it helps to make it nice and soft to where people want to touch it, and of course, hydration. Packing and filling the skin full of lovely, beautiful water to make sure it is plump, youthful, and flexible. Hydrated skin heals better. It stays younger, longer, and it just looks a lot better than dehydrated skin. Whenever you don't have enough hydration, don't have enough water in your skin, that is dehydrated. Which you may have heard when talking about athletes. If athletes work out too much, they don't drink enough, they're just like, yeah, that's not good. That's dehydration. You need to make sure your water levels are at the tip-top shape. You are a human being and you are like 70% water, 60, 80% water. I'm not sure. You are a lot of water. So water is very, very important. If you are someone who doesn't like to drink water, well, then you're like me. And so avocado masks, hydration masks, that can be a great way to get extra water to your skin. Now, other than being a hydration hero, the avocado mask also helps the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Ah, see, I saw you perk up there. Wrinkles, fine lines, getting rid of them, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So thanks to not only the hydration, the intense hydration that plumps up the skin, imagine filling a water balloon. Well, when it's empty, it's just a little balloon just dangling there all stretchy. But when you fill it with water, when you hydrate the balloon, then it becomes this nice, big, plump, just ball of water. And that's what we want our skin cells to do. We want our skin cells to be nice, big, and plump. Because the more plump your skin is, the more or the less you can see wrinkles, the less you can see the imperfections, because the water is filling up that space. It is filling it out, like pushing out the dents, pushing out the cracks. But also because avocados are jam-packed with vitamin C and vitamin E, these are antioxidants. These are ingredients that specifically help to fight the aging of our skin cells. When you think about oxidizing, you might think of something getting rusty. Whenever metal is exposed to water, then it's exposed to oxygen, it starts to rust, turn that reddish brown color. Oxidizing. Another example is apples. If you take a bite out of an apple, after a few minutes, it's going to start turning reddish brown. Doesn't mean anything weird or anything bad. It just means that the apple has now been exposed to oxygen. It is oxidized. Well, the thing with our skin cells is sometimes when that happens, well, it can be a bad thing, because we don't want our skin cells to rust. We don't want them to get old and age. No, we want them to stay youthful and happy and plump. So especially because the sun, I say this all the time because I cannot stress this enough, the sun causes 90% of all signs of visible aging, meaning that when you get old, when you get wrinkly, 90% of that is caused strictly just by sun exposure. The sun makes us old. It makes us wrinkly. It gives us skin damage. We have sustained sun damage, a sunburn. So even if you're someone who doesn't burn easily, your skin still sustains that damage whenever you get sun exposure. That's where these antioxidants come in. These antioxidants are kind of like the little firefighters for the face. They come in, and wherever there has been sun damage, they help to hose it down, they help to neutralize it and stop it. So instead of getting all of these wrinkles, well, now you're good, you're safe. Helps to keep your natural collagen alive. The human body, we only stay young for so long. We only have a set number of collagen, of amount of times that we can jump up and down, of youth, beauty. And so it's very important that we work proactively to make sure we keep all of those good parts for as long as possible. Now, I mentioned before, stop touching my face. I mentioned before that honey is a humectant. And what a humectant is it's a specific type of ingredient whose job is to hold on to moisture. It allows for the skin to not only receive the moisture, but just to get a better grab, a better amount of the moisture. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Oh, of course. One of the greatest things about honey is that it is antibacterial. Honey is one of the few foods that, well, you can put it on a shelf for years and years and years and it's not going to go bad. Just because of the consistency and how honey is made, and, well, you saw how long it took to pour, it's really, really thick. Not very many things can survive in a honey environment. Imagine if you tried to eat, live, and breathe in honey. It would be a sticky mess, which applies for most things. So not only does it help to, well, just make your skin look nice and hydrated, it helps to get rid of the bacteria on the skin, which, by the way, bacteria is one of the main causes of acne. Whenever we have I can't remember the name. I'm rusty. This pandemic completely making me lose my vocabulary. But with breakouts, sometimes our breakouts are just with inflammation, something we call a papule. This is just an irritation in the skin, whether it's caused by sun damage or maybe a product that your skin did not agree with. Well, this causes a little bump. Now, there's nothing inside of this bump, and this is the important part. Whenever that bump, that pimple, that papule, whenever it rips open or tears for whatever reason, and then bacteria gets in there, well, that creates an infection. And that's when we see a pustule or a pus-filled pimple. I know talking about skincare is so attractive, right? But with pustules, they can be a little messy and a little tricky. Because our first instinct is to get this pimple and to just squeeze it and pop it and get all of the gross stuff out. But what you're actually doing is you're just spreading the gross stuff over your face, which is just going to cause a bigger breakout, more acne. And so, putting something antibacterial on your face like honey or lavender oil or eucalyptus, thank you, that can be very, very beneficial if you break out a lot, if you have acne-prone skin. Because again, getting rid of that acne-causing bacteria is going to put you 2 steps ahead of a breakout or a future breakout. Honey is also very healing. It helps to speed up the skin's natural healing process. So again, if you've had a sunburn, maybe a cut, or just some acne scarring, this is going to help speed up and safely heal those wounds, those blemishes, because nothing is worse than having a scar. I burned myself on my cheek with a curling iron a year ago. It's been forever, and my goodness, I've regretted it every single day because I've been working relentlessly, non-stop to get rid of this little brown spot on my cheek. And it's gotten way better. It's so much lighter than when it initially formed, but still, it's very annoying and it's very irritating. One last thing about raw honey is it is a great natural exfoliator. Whenever you put it on your face, exfoliating, it takes off the dead skin cells, the gross, old, crusty stuff that we don't want to really deal with. And that's what helps to leave behind that nice, soft, smooth complexion that we know. Now, I added lemon juice to my mask, no particular reason, except for the brightening effect. You may see masks at the grocery store that say brightening, glowing. What does that mean? Well, that's just a fancy way of saying evening out the skin tone. If you're someone that struggles with dark spots, or if you're someone that struggles with unevenness, maybe just some just an unevenness in tone. Maybe your forehead is darker or your cheeks are darker, or for whatever reason, your skin tone is not even. It's not level all the way throughout. Vitamin C, lemon juice, anything citrus is always going to be helpful when it comes to brightening. The citric acid not only is a natural exfoliator to gently exfoliate the skin, but also it helps to even the skin tone. It is a natural lightener, which is why you want to be careful. That's where the warning comes from. If you use too much lemon juice, if you are always putting lemons and citric acid on your face, well, the acid is going to thin it out. We talked about exfoliating. You start to over exfoliate, but because lemon juice is a natural lightener, a natural bleach, you start to overexpose your skin to the sun. And if you strip your skin, if you overexpose your skin, well, that means the next time you go outside, even if it's just for a few minutes, you might end up with more sun damage than you started with. So it's always about moderation when it comes to skincare. You want to get to know your skin like a friend. You want to know what it likes, what it doesn't like, what is its schedule, how does it operate, because everything is just about balance. Giving you enough without giving you too much. Giving you a little bit without giving you not enough. Alrighty, and I think that pretty much covers it for our ingredients breakdown. Speaking of, well, the one thing with natural masks, when you make masks out of natural ingredients, you have to be careful because they don't have the preservatives or the additives necessary to help it stay fresh. So most of this, well, we're going to have to either use it on other people or throw it away because it's not going to stay very good for very long. Just like you wouldn't want to eat rotten food, the nutrients and benefits and the ingredients inside of this mask, well, they're only going to be as good as the food stays fresh. So you can refrigerate it if you want to, but I highly recommend that you use this as soon as you make it, as soon as you can, maybe giving it 30 minutes to chill, but just because the fresher, the better. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse this off. It's been about 20 minutes, I think. We've skipped around a little bit. But yeah, and let's see the results of our mask. And I was just starting to like my new green complexion. Bye-bye! Now, this mask is a little thick and it is a little gooey, so if you have a washcloth or if you have facial wipes, these will really come in handy at this part because this will kind of give you a little bit more control and weight to help you wipe off the thickness. Oh, see, you're gonna see, getting all the stuff that I missed. Especially around the hairline, because mask loves to get caught in the hair. Always be careful. Because again, if you have a peeling mask, if you have a mask that peels off, well, you might end up pulling some of your hair out, which is never fun. Alright. Okay. I think we got everything. Make sure I'm not in my hair. Do one more. Pardon me. One more swipe of the chin. Yep, got some. So again, take your time with this part. Because we are finishing up, we are getting close to our final step. I would hate for anybody to have any mask left over on their face or dried up. So I'm just going to go over with some water, just a little bit more, just to make sure we get off any residue. Bam! Alrighty. And now, well, just dry off. What do you guys think? Do I look beautiful? Do I look bright and even and shiny? Here's my brown spot. Can you see it? There it is. There it is. But don't get me wrong, things like that, they definitely do take some time to heal, depending on how fast you heal, depending on how old you are, how young you are. So, give the body patience, give the body time. Don't rush the process, because beauty takes time, beauty takes effort. So, let's see. Oh yeah, of course. Now that we've rinsed off our mask, now that you have a beautiful, bright, shiny, happy face, well, make sure you put your protective safety seal on. So today I'm just going to make sure and follow up with my moisturizer. Actually, today I'm going to use my hydrating moisturizer, because hydration, it's a wonderful sensation across the nation. Alright, so just follow up with your favorite moisturizer. Again, we did a lot of washing, a lot of rinsing. You want to make sure you put that protective barrier back on the skin to block out the acne-causing bacteria, block out the environmental pollutants, and to make sure the skin stays hydrated, youthful, nice, and plump. Now, just for perspective, if you did not know, I am 23 years old. My birthday is coming up in June. I will be 24. Very exciting. But it is very important, no matter how old you are, how young you are, to start taking skincare seriously, because it's all about preparing for the future, planning ahead. Making sure that the things we do today are going to positively affect us in the future. So I always recommend that my teenagers go ahead and start getting familiar with what they need to do with their skin. Even if you're not worried about the wrinkles, well, it doesn't matter, because during that time of your life, well, that is when you're going to take on the sun damage that determines your wrinkles in your 30s. It's all about being proactive, being one step ahead. So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy your DIY avocado mask. I hope this was a very easy video to follow, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next beauty video. I love doing these. It reminds me of how fun this job is. I love it. I love you guys. I love everything. What are some of your favorite ingredients that you use at home? There are a multitude of different, well, fruits, different vegetables. I mean, you can make a mask out of eggs and yogurt. What's your favorite DIY mask, or what's your favorite ingredient in your skincare products? Go ahead and leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit us at GoTalkTo.com to have a one-on-one class with me, Teacher Emily, to broaden your English. Or you can visit many of our other language teachers. Learn from the best places around the world. Again, this has been Teacher E signing off. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye. Ooh,